Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Pickup Line. I'm one of your hosts, Ethan, and alongside me is
Hanna Vaughn. It's me.
Hey, how you doing today?
Hey, pal. I'm great.
Dude, I am so excited. So for those that don't know, I hosted a dating show on my other channel, and essentially, it didn't work out the best. So I was looking for a new co-host, and it was like right when I found Hanna, I knew it was going to work. Like, we jived on camera so well together last time.
Soulmates.
And for the record, I am having a little wine to relax because, believe it or not, I am so nervous right now. And then I'm making Hanna nervous because I'm messaging her like, dude, I'm so fucking nervous right now.
I wasn't nervous until that started happening. And then just to top it off, the countdown right before this started, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm actually super nervous now. It's going to be fine. We've done this before.
Yes, we have. For those that don't know, what we're talking about today is porn and relationships, the positive, negatives, and some interesting tidbits about them. But we are giving away a $25 Amazon gift card to the Best Pickup Line. We'll be periodically taking callers throughout the show, and call us with your best pickup line or put it in the comments. And also, make sure you like and subscribe and turn that notification bell on so you get notified every time we go live.
Absolutely. And see if you can woo us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the type of porn we're talking about refers to sexually explicit videos, photographs, writings, and etc. And I was excited to learn this, but the word pornography came from the Greek word porneia and graphene, which is prostitutes and write. So it was to write about prostitutes.
Hey.
And the first porn film was in 1908. It's a French
film. That. What was film? Did that happen? I feel
Mm-hmm.
really stupid right now. Did film exist? Was it was it a flip book? I made some of those in like middle school.
I think we all did that.
I was like, it's a penis. Ah.
I can't even pronounce the name of the film. It's like a Lucidore or something. I tried, couldn't do it.
I studied French in high school. I could, but later, another time.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm freaking out as much now. So I think that's a plus.
I'm glad I can make you calm down. Or maybe it's the wine. I just want to say how excited I am to be joining you. For those of you who tuned in last time, that was kind of my audition. And I guess it went well because here I am. And I'm really excited because I think Ethan and I are going to be best friends.
Oh, yeah. I was in the middle of the show. I was so tempted to be like, Hanna, it's clear that you should be the co-host of this show. Do you want to do it? But then I was like,
I publicly rejected you.
Yeah. Not only did I publicly rejected, but I didn't want to put her on the spot publicly because that would suck. I wanted her to have time to think about it.
Well, I was down right away, but I appreciate that was thoughtful. So should we dive in?
Yes, we should dive in. Let's start with the positives of porn.
There's so many.
But there's also negatives too.
Yes, that's true.
One of the advantages, at least not for me, but from what I've read to porn, is the like self-exploration, learning more of what you like, what you're into, what you and you may want to try with your partner.
Yeah, I mean, it can honestly just help you have a good time if you need some stimulation. I mean, seeing people get it on is stimulating, so it can be helpful. It can be very stress relieving and just a fun time. Damn girl, are you I missed it. What did it say?
Oh, damn.
Are we supposed to read these later? How does this work? Damn girl, are you a 3mm point? Because you're ultra fine. Oh, okay, that's clever.
Kenneth probably is going to end up winning this. Nope, that's probably me being biased because he's always pretty on point with his humor.
I know. I'm not. I said I wouldn't play favorites, but we'll see. There was one that I liked that says, "Did you have Lucky Charms for breakfast because you look magically delicious?" If someone said that to me, I would just be so giddy.
Okay, so has anyone ever used a pickup line on you?
Not that I can remember. I'm sure they have, but they probably weren't good because I don't remember any of them, or they were just maybe they went over my head. I don't know. I don't
Well,
I don't remember. So I guess they all sucked. Didn't work.
I've received some interesting ones, and one of my favorites was on, I shouldn't say, well, yeah, favorites and most surprising was on Tinder. So I had matched with somebody, and I go and I see a message from her, and it's just, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Not much, you?" And she's like, "Nothing. I'm bored. Do you want to play Netflix and choke?" And I was like, "What? Sorry, did you mean chill?" She's like, "No, I meant choke. I like it rough." And I was like, "That's cool."
Is that a pickup line, or is that just like that's just a hello?
Yeah,
I'd like to choke you. I guess it's kind of I don't know. That's funny.
well,
That's one way to get someone's attention, I suppose.
it was an attention getter, but here's the thing: whether you're into that or not, it is kind of independent from what I think you should do. I personally wouldn't feel responsible engaging in that activity with somebody I don't know, because that comes down to trust. You know, whether they're going to choke you or you're going to choke them, you have to do it
Mhm.
responsibly. You have to understand each other. There's a lot to it, and doing that with a stranger,
You're like have an assault charge afterwards.
actually, like we met up, and next thing I know, like I'm getting like locked up. Like, no, no, thanks, I'm good.
As someone who's never been asked to choke and is oh god, I hope like no one I know is watching and is normally on the receiving end. I don't have to worry about that sort of thing. I mean, I guess I kind of have to worry about being murdered, but at the same time, I think with communication beforehand, like, hello, I would like to meet up with you, fellow Tinder person that I met, and I'd like you to choke me. I mean, that's consent, but I don't know. I don't think
Is
I've ever had a Tinder person
I
choke.
wouldn't consider that like necessarily reliable.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
But okay, so getting back onto, what our topic is, speaking of choking, hi, I'm Puck. What's your name? Of course, Puck. Like that's I would expect nothing less. Okay. Speaking
I,
of choking, so like you said, sexual exploration and kind of being opening your eyes to the plethora of things that exist out of there and kinks and just little ways to have sex and ways to get interested in sex. I don't know. Um, do we want to go into the negative so early? But like,
uh, oh, sorry. I'll let you finish.
well, I'm asking you, do we want to like get
Well,
sour right off the bat?
I think here I want to talk about it. An additional positive is and how it can benefit the relationship. Some relationships, not everybody. And no, I'm not recommending that couples watch porn. I'm just giving an example of what I think is beneficial. I am not an expert by any means.
Well, yeah, I mean, it works for some people. Like it does.
So
I mean, based on what they report, I guess. I don't know. I'm not.
I
Go ahead.
think it can make you more like sexually honest with your partner, because when you are both watching it together, you're going to find out exactly what the other person's into and what they're
Yeah.
into. So, I mean, to me, it would be a great learning experience to find out where each person's at, what fantasies they're into, what they're not into. Um, that and obviously communication is really important.
Yeah, what comes to mind when watching porn together, like not only like, oh, this is freaking fun, and I get to see if you like react a certain way to certain kinds of porn and what you click on. I think that because I would say a lot of people, maybe most, I'm not sure, most people are kind of embarrassed about porn and masturbation. So just doing something like that can be so vulnerable. And I feel like it kind of strengthens your bond in a way. Of course, if you're comfortable with that, if you are, I mean, that takes a lot of trust too, that they're not going to be like, oh my God, what did you just click on? Um, but being vulnerable and opening up that communication and doing something like that with a partner that can be fun, like in an emotional way too, you know?
Here's what I think we should do with the comments. We'll go through and read them at the end. For not the comments, the pickup lines. Unless we see like a really good one, we can point it out.
That's
But
good.
then that way we can put everyone's on screen. And
Okay.
for those of you watching this on Facebook, we're trying to monetize my Twitch channel. So if you could click the Twitch link in the description and watch it on that, that would be tremendously beneficial for this episode alone.
Gavin, I want you to call in for that one because I want to hear your delivery so bad.
Well, you made deep in the land of Mordor, forged the girls of Mountain Doom, where the Dark Lord Sorin poured his cruelty and his malice because you are precious.
It's Mordor and it's Sauron.
I have no idea what this is.
It's Lord of the Rings, Ethan. Oh my God.
Okay, so confession, never seen any of them. I started watching the Lord of the Rings, the first one, and within 45 minutes, I was like, I can't handle this. This is boring, and I turned it off.
Okay, so just so everyone knows, Ethan is currently looking for a co-host for the pickup line.
Oh, and so everyone else knows, there is Lord of the Rings pornography as well.
Of course there is. What is the rule? Anyone in the chat, what's the rule where there's porn of everything that exists?
Isn't that like rule 34?
I don't remember. I want to say 42, but that's the answer to everything.
Now I'm blanking on the phrase.
What from the universe thing? Forget it.
Yeah, the if it doesn't exist, it will exist. I don't know.
You lost me. Let's talk about porn.
If it
exists, oh,
there's
porn of it. Okay.
What?
Rule 34. Thank you to my partner.
Could you
a lot of people knew it.
No, Puck, could you form that into an argument with your two premises and a conclusion? I feel like you could make that entertaining.
I'm ready for this.
And okay, sweet. I actually remembered something. Thanks, Holy Kool-Aid.
Were you right?
I said 34, right? Better rewind it back if I didn't.
Yeah, we'll watch it. Yeah. Can I embarrass you real quick about something I learned yesterday?
Yes.
It's not that bad, but we're going to get graphic in a second. Ethan learned what tentacle porn was yesterday. I'm just saying. And it's really exciting because how are you a man with the internet and not come across it? I just wonder.
I've seen some like interesting stuff, but I've never seen or heard of tentacle porn until yesterday.
Well,
What was the day before?
Now you know. And you can find out if you're into it or not. So I'm excited for you.
You know, I have a suspicion. This might just be a guess, but I don't think I'm going to be into it.
That's okay. But, you know, don't knock it until you try it.
Hey, you know, the other thing I want to point out is, you know, Puck, Alex in the comments does point out how I get giddy when we talk about sex. Here's the thing. I was raised very, very conservative, especially sexually. Like, you do not talk about it. This is between a man and a woman in the bedroom. It is not for, you know, public discourse. So inside my brain, those things are still there. Like, don't talk about it. It's bad. You're not supposed to do that. Be ashamed of it. Stop doing that. So it's like this misfire that happens in my brain where I'm like, no, it's okay to talk about it. I have to do it. But in my head, I'm still like, shut up. Don't do it. Stop talking.
You're still shedding that like years and years of shame. That's so interesting. Yeah, we've talked about this before. You and I have very different upbringings. Like, I mean, I don't know if there was a rule about porn in my house, but like sex wasn't really a big deal. I mean, I wasn't like allowed. It wasn't like this, just we're running around like having sex all the time. Like, but it just wasn't, it was okay. Like it was normal and it was going to happen eventually. Probably. Yeah, I know.
I once when I got caught with my porn, that was horrifying.
I can't imagine.
Oh my God. So I am at my friend's house and I get a call from my mother. And first she's like, hey, I was wondering, can your brothers borrow this movie from your room? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Okay. And what is, and then she starts reading off a title of one of my pornography VHS tapes, and I'm like,
A VHS tape?
yes, I'm old.
What year was this? It's like, I haven't seen a VHS tape since. My God.
Yes. So needless
Okay,
to say,
that's
that
interesting.
was absolutely horrifying. She's like, "I think you need to get home now." And
You like
they
read it
went
off like there's Shrek 2, not Lord of the Rings because you don't watch that. Smoking Pussy Party. What the fuck? Which is a porno I bought for an assignment when I was studying human sexuality. When for extra credit, I had to go into a sex shop and physically purchase a porno and write about the experience of going to do that. And then I had to write a review on the porno. And I had to go to the discount section because pornography is really expensive and I couldn't afford it. I was in college. And so I went to the discount section, and it was either I was torn between, if you want monetization, I don't know if I should say these, but Smoking Pussy Party is what I ended up with.
Just do it. I don't care.
The other one was Come on My Grill. Those were the two I was trying to choose between. I was like, these both look very interesting.
Yes, they see, here's what stinks is the problem with my upbringing is I still have yet to go into a sex shop because in the back of my head, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't be seen in there. And I know, dude, I know that's ridiculous, but it's just friggin' implanted there. And Holly, the co-host from Table for Two, she was like, let's just friggin' do it. We'll do it on film and we'll get you over your fear. And I kind of wish I would have done that because
on film, though, your first time, I mean, that would be classic, but like, I wouldn't want someone. Well, I don't remember.
I would be sitting there probably completely red with this little like smile on my face, like
just giggle at everything.
Yeah, exactly. Completely giggling.
So you got in trouble for watching porn. I want to talk about not the household rule that you're not allowed to watch porn, but when relationships where you're banned from watching porn. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I do not want to impose my will on other people. That's, entirely up to them and what they want to do. But I can say if I don't know that it would work out if a woman wouldn't allow me to watch it. Not because I require it, but to me it's a normal part of life. Like, I don't need to watch it all the time, but I don't think I should be banned from watching it because, again, I don't think there's anything wrong with it as long as you're responsible and it doesn't turn into a problem and impact the relationship where you're doing that multiple times a
Which
day
it can.
and not
Yeah.
partaking. Right, exactly, and not partaking in sex.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, if that's what works for you and that's like fine with you and the relationship and fine with your partner, then of course. I mean, it's interesting because there are people who see porn as cheating. And I think I used to think that's absolutely ridiculous. But the more I think about it, I mean, sex is so complicated and so personal and is affected and changed by so many things and so many upbringings and so many events that, like, while I completely am fine with porn and I support sex workers in the sex industry, if someone says I'm not comfortable with my partner watching porn, that's up to them. I mean, that's what they need in a relationship, and as long as they find someone who is also okay with that and is going to be honest about that, I mean, that's their boundaries. I think anything can be cheating if it's outside of the boundaries that you've communicated. As long as you're not being controlling, I don't see the problem with it. I personally do not care if my partner watches porn, and if someone said, hey, Hannah, you can't watch porn, I'd be like, no.
Bad.
But yeah, as long as it doesn't turn into a problem in my relationships, it wouldn't be a problem.
Like, you may keep doing it and all that shit.
Yeah, you do you, boo.
One of the things I wanted to point out was when you had said, like, if you don't want your partner like lying about it or doing it behind your back.
Yeah.
And it would be where I like, okay, so sometimes I upset people I'm close to because I believe in radical honesty. Like I want people to be as blunt with me as possible, and I'll do the same for them, and not in a dick way like Trump, like who calls it like it is, as people. I mean, like if someone says, "Hey, how do I look in this outfit?" I will give honest, constructive criticism.
Mhm.
I always want that, like, too. Um, and I will say if, like, a partner tried to ban me from porn, I they could rest assured that I would never lie about it because, like, I can't do that. I would just be like, "Nope, I did it. If you're gonna be mad, I'm sorry.
You still
I
do
did."
it, but you're like, "I'm gonna do it, and I
Right.
did it."
Exactly. Like, I'm not gonna lie about it because I don't know, I just lies are like this. You know how people describe when you're, like, on harmony with something, like, versus off key, like, there's this, like, weird vibration.
Dissonance.
So, the same, like, with singing is, like, how it is for lying with me. Like, when I hear lies, it's, like, instantly, like, oh, like, they just stand out to me, and I can't
In
stand them.
Interesting. Shelby, Alex, and Hayden say, "Hi from my California friends have come to support the show, and I am so happy you are here. Thank you."
Ooh, which one?
Smokey Bandit.
Smoky Bandit. Why am I not seeing? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Hi, guys. This is a really good question. Thomas Anderson asks, so what would be a problem for Hannah? Her partners started becoming more interested in porn than her. I mean, porn's pretty interesting. I'm not going to claim to be more interesting than porn. If like
Okay.
that's a really good question. Like, when would it become a problem? I mean, I think if it started to cause harm psychologically, so something that I was looking up, and I came across was how pornography affects your brain and, like, I think your serotonin receptors. And I am not a scientist, so I'm so sorry. This is very bad paraphrasing, but it has been looked into. I don't know if it's been proven, but there's speculation that porn affects your brain to where it's almost like you become desensitized and you need more shocking stuff
Yes.
to get off. Um, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I hope I explained it okay just now.
No, I was reading the same thing, but I was just so hesitant to talk about it because I couldn't really find anything completely concrete.
Right.
But a lot of what I read said that, like, you constantly get desensitized, so you need rougher or more intriguing stuff, and that's why they're constantly looking like, porn is like the most innovative community in the world with what they come up with. They really are.
Well, and you can also find
Uh,
exactly what you're looking for and exactly what you want to see, I feel like. And I feel like if that's the case, when you're having sex with a partner, you're dealing with another person's needs. And when you're watching porn by yourself, if you get bored of something, you can switch it up immediately on your own, no problem. So I think maybe if you get used to that, that can kind of hinder performing in with a person. Maybe. I don't know if that's true. I just think that maybe that's possible based on what I know about porn, you know?
By the way, right now we have like I've never had this many Twitch viewers, so you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. If you're watching this on Facebook, there is a link to the Twitch. It would be tremendously beneficial if you could click that link and watch it on Twitch, and follow if you like what I'm doing. And we'll be giving away the gift card towards the end of the show.
Woo, woo.
And then, did you know that the porn revenue is larger than all of professional? It's basketball, baseball, and football
Good
combined.
for them.
Yeah, like, that's
That's
a lot of
wild.
porn.
That's a lot of that's a lot of porn and a lot of money.
It is.
Wow,
Um,
I didn't know that.
well, good. You learned something new. That's so. One of the things, it's funny. Someone had pointed this out to me, about trying to make sure, each episode, everybody learns something. And I thought about it. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, that should be true for me. Each episode I should make sure I'm learning new things too. So,
Okay. So you learned about tentacle porn yesterday. That wasn't during the show. So I wonder if by the end of the episode I can learn you something real weird. No, I don't know
yeah,
if I want to do that.
Human sexuality course, as you said. So I'm sure there's something from there. But we have a caller.
Oh,
Do you want to take a
I
pickup
would
line?
love to.
Mhm. All right. Now, for everyone watching, trigger warning, I don't have a screener, so anything can get said. All right. I don't know who this is, but you are on with Hannah and Ethan.
Hello there.
Hi, this is Gavin. Commented earlier.
Oh, hey, Gavin. How you doing?
Gavin.
I'm doing.
So who do you want to use your pickup line on, me or Hannah?
I mean, I suppose I'll use it on Hannah. She asked me to call in to read my pickup line.
Gavin's my friend.
It needs a sort of delivery, if you understand. This isn't something you would just slowly, casually say.
Right, go for it.
All right. Hey, girl. Were you made deep in the land of Mordor, forged in the fires of Mount Doom, where the Dark Lord Sauron poured his cruelty and his malice? Because you are precious.
Oh my God. That's the sound of my panties flying across the room. Gavin has a beautiful wife who I adore, so I'm just kidding.
All right, Hannah.
Wonderful.
If somebody, let's say right now, Gavin, you're both single. If Gavin or just anybody came up to you and used that pickup line, what would your honest reaction be?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite franchises, trilogy universes in the world. So I'd be like, and like we'd have a conversation for sure.
Oh, and yes, thank you, Kimberly. Is Kimberly your friend or mine? I know a few Kimberlys, but I don't know if I know a Kimberly, Thea.
Thanks, Kimberly. That was pretty great.
I'll say this though, if that pickup line was used on me, I would be like, I wouldn't know what to say or do.
You're like, what are you saying to me right
I
now?
don't really know what it's from, so it wouldn't make any sense to me.
Well, that's gonna change. Because yeah, you shall not pass.
And
that's another Lord of the Rings reference. You wouldn't get it. Go ahead, Gavin.
Oh no, I was just going to say, part of me, the reason I would use a pickup line like that is for me as well. The Lord of the Rings is such a huge thing for me. I would want someone who is as excited about Lord of the Rings as me. I'd want someone who geeks out. So for me, not only is this pickup line a way to stand out from other people, right? I will be very memorable in the night, but I will also screen out people, who are like, I hate Lord of the Rings. It's like, well, if you hate Lord of the Rings, I don't think this is going to work out. If that
So if you said that pickup line to Ethan and got his reaction, you probably be like, never mind, and walk away. To me, we'd be best friends because I love Jamie, your wife.
Of course.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Gavin. I appreciate you taking the time to call in.
Thanks, Gavin.
Oh, for sure.
And anyone else, if you want to call us with your best pickup line and have a chance at winning a gift card, please call. You can use the line on myself or Hannah. Now that she said, God damn it, Ethan, I think I know that's the Atheist Kimberly, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't want to say your last name just in case you don't want your last name. Do you hear my cat scratching at the door again?
I did earlier. I don't now.
Okay. All right. Well, good.
Making porn with your partner. Can we talk about that?
Exactly what I wanted to talk about.
That's so exciting.
How about you start talking for a split second while I get my kitty?
What'd you say?
How about you talk for a moment while I go grab my kitty because he's going to keep scratching.
There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, not a problem. So making porn with your partner, I think, can be very exciting if you're comfortable with that. Not everyone is, but it can, everything I feel like with sex comes down to communication and consent. I mean, like you can do so many Band-Aid. You can do so many wonderful, wild, crazy things, and the possibilities are almost endless. But just, get consent and talk about it and make sure you're comfortable and don't force yourself to do anything that you're not even sure you're ready for.
I'll echo what you said. I can't
You were here the whole time.
no idea what you said. So I have done it before.
I haven't.
It's been a while, that's for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
I would do it again, although here's the thing, and this is probably where my trust issues would come in. I don't think I would let anyone else but me hang on to it. Only because I know myself and I know I'm not capable of doing that to somebody. Like,
Good. That's fantastic. Better not.
I have boundaries, and there is no amount of like alcohol or drugs that can get me to ever cross those boundaries. So
Ever think that would be a good idea without
same time, I am not the most trusting of people because I worked in a bar for many, many years, and you see what people do when they're drunk.
so you know that people can be interesting.
Like, and I'm not talking about people just goofing around and having fun. I'm talking about how often I would see people cheat on their partners, and it's like it kind of at times gives you a negative outlook. But I still do hope for the best. I'm just not very trusting.
Okay.
I'm trying to get better.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could just like tell you something and like fix that, but like I can't. I'm just like, yeah, that's fair. People can be terrible.
Yeah. But again, like I said, I still hope for the best. Like I always try and give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Even if like that alarm bell is going off, that's like, don't trust them, don't trust them, don't trust them.
Yeah. Alarm bells. Yeah, no, I've never done that. Not that I have anything like against it. It's one of those things that for some reason I'm not comfortable with. Like I'm just not, and I don't think it needs further explanation. Maybe one day I'll warm up to it, but I'm just not ready or I'm not interested. And that's Ethan's off camera chasing. Are you laughing at that?
I'm sorry, Hannah, but that was just too funny
It's
not to put up.
Yep. Ethan's off camera chasing pussy. Good old Band-Aid.
Also, for those in the comments section, if you've seen someone post your favorite pickup line, vote on it. Tag who you think had the best pickup line and who should win the $25 Amazon gift card.
Yeah, I want to see the good ones because I think I don't want to miss any. Well,
Dude,
we might have to. Yes.
I'm super geeked out. I've had like 5 times the amount of Twitch viewers I've ever had. So this is pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just have the chat and you up, so I'm not really sure how it's going, but I'm really excited that there's people here.
Yeah, we're streaming on 8 different locations, but basically across Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.
I know. So yeah, we're using my Facebook, which I've decided to just muster up the courage and just do it. And so if you know me personally and you're learning too much and things you didn't want to know, or I'm not sorry, but thanks for coming by.
Well, it wouldn't be bad if you changed it to friends only instead of public. I mean, I've done that with some of my videos too.
Oh no, the people I'm not worried about it being public. I'm worried about my certain people on my friends list seeing it. But I just decided, you know what? I just want to be authentically me, and it'll fall into place, hopefully.
Wait a second. Okay, wait.
Yes.
Someone just sent me an image that I think I need to post real quick. Did Biden just win Georgia?
That still hasn't happened.
It looks like he did just won Georgia, unless I'm totally out of touch and he already won it. I could have swore Georgia was like the last one.
You know he's the president-elect, right? Like you already knew that? Okay, just making sure. I'm like,
okay.
Ethan.
I am surrounded by family members who believe the election's rigged and still think it's going to get possibly overturned and Trump's going to win. I don't want to go down the political thing. We'll stay away from that.
I'm sure there
are
Trump porn, so it's relevant somehow. It's like the 6 degrees of separation or of Kevin Bacon, but porn.
Wait, what was that?
Oh, I was saying it actually is related to what we're talking about, because if it exists, there is porn. So kind of like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Do you know about that? Am I totally losing you right now?
No, but you just got a really bad thought in my head. Now you got me thinking about Donald Trump porn, and I don't want to be thinking about that.
You don't want to be thinking about that like sphincter mouth. I'm so sorry. It's huge. Okay, I can't do him at all. I can't do a Trump impersonation.
I wish I could.
I'm sure there's people who can, who have made porn, and I'm totally not going to Google that later just out of curiosity. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll admit it. I'm actually going to look at that after we get off the show and see if it's there, because I have a feeling if it is, it's going to be really funny.
Yeah, like I feel like it would just be hilarious. Is secretly aroused later.
Damn, girl, are you Abraham Lincoln? Because you're causing an uprising down south.
I like that one a lot. That's really funny.
Yeah, I really like that one.
May or may not be one of my favorites so far.
I'm curious, Kenneth, did you make that one up?
I know. I wonder who's Googling right now best pickup lines. I bet you that Gavin made his up because he's that kind of person. You know what they say about presidents with huge hands. Good job, Thomas.
Okay, so
I know, back to porn.
I wanted to go over like the porn viewing habits.
Okay.
Real quick. So, all right. Heterosexual men, here's the top 5. Amateur, oral sex, big breasts, threesomes, and then anal sex. Heterosexual women, threesomes, oral sex, softcore, gangbang, 1 woman and 3 or more men, and then large penises. Gay and bisexual men is anal sex, then oral sex, threesomes, amateur, gay. And then lesbian and bisexual women, threesomes, bisexual, oral sex, lesbian, orgy with at least 2 persons of each gender.
All right.
I wish I could have, like, if I knew how to edit better, I could have like put that in a graphic.
It would like pop up on screen and you'd have a little like graphic, a little animation that went with it. Bing, bing, bing. That'd be amazing. One day we'll get there.
Yeah. I just have to learn how to use StreamYard. Or not, I'm sorry. I'm using StreamYard, Streamlabs.
Isn't that what we are on?
Well,
Well, that's interesting. I think I saw somewhere it was a map of the United States of America, and by each state was the top porn searched on Pornhub by like each state. The only one I remember, I think it was like Iowa was like, or was it India? I forget, was like goth girl. And I was like, good for them.
Okay. Confession.
Oh God.
Yes. My kryptonite, like ultimate kryptonite, is women in gothic clothing.
Okay.
Like literally when I see that, I'm just like, I have to maintain myself. I'm just like,
so ladies, if you want to slide into Ethan's DM, just make sure you are a goth girl.
which is odd because I've never actually dated a goth girl.
Oh, it's kind of taboo, no?
Yeah, like I dated punk and emo, but I've never dated a goth girl. But
You just
yeah,
haven't graduated yet.
yeah, I know. But it's probably because when I was my first concert at 12 years old was the Lords of Acid. Are you familiar with them?
No, but it sounds wild.
It's essentially just like a sex crazed band. And on stage, the girl brings people up and she's like whipping them and tying them down. I saw this at 12 years old, and it was just the whole concert was loaded with gothic women in revealing attire. So
can you tell me that you had this like suppressive, like anti-sex upbringing?
Sorry, let me get to how that was. My uncle snuck me away.
So you had a cool uncle that brought you to sex shows.
Yes.
Ah!
So I think that's where my interest in gothic women came from.
That's
because
really
I was obsessed with the lead singer, and after that I started dressing like I never dressed goth, but I dressed grunge. I had long hair down to here, baggy jeans, chain.
You started being a little edgy guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, that
I
meant
had a chain
so.
wallet.
What'd you say? With the
I
chain
had
on your
a
wallet?
chain wallet.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Except for I probably wore worse in my emo phase. So people being exposed to porn too early. I know you wanted to save negative stuff for later, but I think we
Oh no, we're already at the later part, so please.
okay.
We're
We
already
talked
like
about the good
half
stuff
past
too
the
for
show.
a bit. I mean, I think 12, I mean, that's when hormones start doing whack stuff. So, I mean, that's pretty normal to be like, nah, golf girls. But I was reading about like how easy it is to access porn and kids being exposed to explicit material too young. I really wonder. I mean, I know kind of maybe the superficial bad things about it. I'm like, okay, well, it could freaking traumatize your kid or just get them interested in not what's it called? What's the term I'm looking for? Developmentally appropriate
Oh,
behavior before they're ready. But I lost my train of thought. I remember my first, I guess, explicit material that I had viewed, and it was freaking weird, and it freaked me out. I won't go into detail, but I mean, so I grew up in this household where, we had nudity, like art pieces. I grew up with like a lot of my family are artists, and we had nudity and paintings, and it was normal. But there's definitely a difference between nudity and what's sexual. And the first time, I guess we got a virus, and just this like really explicit material. Just I think I was going onto like neopets.com or RuneScape or something, and I just saw something like, what is that? There's like an old man and a girl who looks like a teenager. And I'm sure it was just like an 18-year-old, but like, I was like, this is weirding me. I just like shut down the computer and was like, Mom. But I remember being super weirded out by it. And I was way too young and I was not ready to see that. But the internet's full of it.
okay, so now, okay, I'm gonna share an experience, and I'm totally, I can laugh about this now. It is. I'll recognize that it's totally fucked up, but again, it's in the past. I think it's a part. I should just share it. First time I saw porn was when I was 5 years old. Kid up the street actually forced me to watch it. So that,
Forced you to watch it?
yeah, dude, it was
Like
weird.
tape your eyeballs open?
Well, no, like,
Go ahead.
now
Sorry.
you need to watch this. I'm like,
Hey, check this out, buddy.
yeah. So it was weird. But I'd say when I first actually started voluntarily watching porn, it was like 11 or 12, I believe.
On VHS.
Oh, yes. Do you know how hard it was to get porn when you were 12 years old and all that was available was VHS tapes? Like,
Yeah, no, that's wild. Walk me. How?
you had to rely on a network of friends. So like you'd find someone that would have access to a certain channel or record it, and then he would sell it, and then like you'd trade or buy all that stuff. Like that was the only way.
Wow. You're like ancient. I'm kidding. That's pretty wild.
Am I brave enough to speak to it?
Okay, are we going to talk about this? Are we? Because we're talking about porn.
Sure.
We're
If you
talking about pornography.
Porn involving God, I'm open to that possibility.
We can talk about. I mean,
I like how he prefaces it with brave, dude. Like
you're brave. You're.
no, like, is that supposed to like?
No, I'm brave. Let's be right now. I'm not trying to make fun of this person, but that's just like that's not how you approach people for a debate. I'm sorry.
No, let me get my masculinity on. Oh, yeah, bro. Come on. I'm tough.
I can't.
Like, that's just such a crap thing to say. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But
the
yes,
porn plug.
I'm always brave.
Yeah, the porn plug. You had to find your porn plug and trade like Pokemon cards.
Dude,
So weird.
yeah, there were times stuff did actually get buried in dirt.
Porn?
Yes.
God, this is
Dude,
freaking so funny.
it was a different time.
I was alive during that time, but definitely not aware of sex or porn. Actually, I was aware of sex at a very young age just because I knew about it from like a total anatomy and procreation point of view. But no, definitely not.
Let me tell you how lucky you kids are today.
I'm right. We're spoiled.
When digital porn first came out, you couldn't find videos that were more than 5 seconds and would take 3 days to download.
Oh my
You would
gosh.
have like a bunch of like 2 to 4 second clips. It was horrible.
I'm like LimeWire and it like loads like this. And you're like, there's a nipple.
Once that first like good porn site came out, I think the first one I learned about was YouPorn or XNXX. Like those two, and I was just like, oh, I can find everything I ever wanted. Everything existed.
Kind of like, no, seriously, like anything you could possibly like, I really would like to see this right now. There it is. Which is awesome, but I don't know, I think too much of anything can be problematic, I suppose.
If you could, for those watching, we're gonna get to the best pickup line shortly. If you could take your favorite pickup line and put it in the comments again, so I could see the best ones all in order, if possible.
There we go. Man, it's already almost done. Like I'm having so much fun.
All right, so we have someone calling in for whatever the topic is. Well, James.
Hey, how's it going, Ethan?
Good, yourself?
Good. So this is the pickup line show. Like,
yes.
What was the worst one you ever used or ever heard?
Or it could be the worst, the funniest, or actually the best.
I'm down to hear the worst.
Yeah. It's probably the worst, and it never ever worked out. But you always thought it was cool when you said it.
Okay.
Which was, you would ask them, "Are you okay?" And then they're like, "What?" You're like, "Did it hurt?" And they're like, "What?" Well, when you fell from heaven. It's like the hands down the worst pickup line ever.
It really is. It really is. And you know what? Actually, you asked me if someone has ever used a pickup line on me. Someone has used that one.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, like unironically. Not aware that that's a very, very cliche. Everyone knows it. It's the worst one. And as soon as people go, did it hurt? And I'm like, no, don't do this, please.
The other bad one is I forgot my number. Can I have yours?
I heard that one. I thought it was clever.
I actually agree. I think that was a pretty clever one.
Yeah. I mean, now I know it's... Sorry?
I'm saying it never worked for me.
It never worked for you. The first time I heard it, I was like, ha, that's funny. And then I started hearing it a bunch. So, well, maybe you could learn a couple if you need them from us tonight.
No, I'm an old married man now. I've been married 16 years, as I think Ethan may or may not know.
Hey, that doesn't mean you can't, just randomly slide one in there and surprise her and be like, she'll probably like, what are you doing?
Well, a 16-year-old married man's pickup line is, "Hon, I took care of dinner tonight," or "I put gas in your car."
Honestly, I mean, I'm 26 and those work for me. Like, yes, you did. And I am so happy.
Awesome, James.
All right, Ethan. Well, it was good talking to you. It was good meeting your friend. Have a good show, buddy.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right, Hannah, let me try one on you. Do you want to feel my shirt? It's made of boyfriend material.
Heard that one before. Come on. What is this, amateur hour?
Ooh, Okay, hang on.
All right.
How you doing?
Okay. That was pretty good. I think that'll always just like be the winner.
Yeah, although other than that, I've never used pickup lines because like people see me on camera and they automatically assume I'm always outgoing, and I think they underestimate how awkward I can be at times, especially like when I'm like first getting to know someone. So I just get weird. Like,
Well, we know and know even more after today's episode that you are very comfortable on camera.
yes, I am. I'm really even more comfortable on stage.
I'm referring to the sex tape you made.
Oh, yes.
That is apparently not on the internet.
Okay, I have actually made porn 3 times.
Wow,
They will never, ever see the light of day. Literally ever.
Make sure you password protect everything and
Oh, there's literally nothing anybody could ever do to get access to these.
Okay.
Ever. Like, I would quite literally stake my life on that.
All right. My point of view is like, what's another pair of titties on the internet? I wouldn't be worried about it being leaked. I don't know if I could like do it.
Well, see, it freaks me out even more now that I'm like being a public face and a YouTuber, because while that should be normalized, people get a hold of it and will use it to tear you down or take away your credibility.
Which I think is just a monster thing to do.
It is, but it could happen. And
no, absolutely. And it does, like, a lot, all the time, to a lot of people.
I don't get how people could just do that to each other. Like, if I'm not with a partner anymore, I don't really need her nudes. And even if I did keep them, why on earth would I ever show them to somebody? And that's the other thing. I'll tell you this, like, I have guy friends who have actually, that I viewed as like respectful to women, who have sent me nudes they've received. And that's another reason why I just don't like trust people, because I physically see people share them with other people. And it's like, and I of course say something because it frustrates me. Like,
good
permission?
Call out your homies.
Oh, yeah, I don't put up with that shit. If I find out one of my friends sends like an unsolicited dick pic or share shit like that, that shit does not fly with me.
Fellas, it's sexy to call out your homies. It's like a new trend. Do it.
Agreed. I think that's for everybody. We should call out bad behavior.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sex revenge porn is like a very like popular thing that exists, and I don't know what to do about it, but it exists.
It does, and it's sad. But I really like this pickup line. The choker I always wear broke. Can I use your hand to replace it?
That's really funny. I like that one. I know. Okay, so we have a couple minutes left. I feel like we should read some of these. Do you want to just take turns?
That's actually a good idea. Let me go all the way to the top. Here, I'll pop. Wait, hang on. Ooh, I forgot this. Hannah and Ethan actually filmed this in front of the same background, but at different times. They learn their lines so well. It looks like they're both live. That would be pretty cool, actually. Incredibly hard to do.
That's something I thought. I was like, we have the same background. We're in different states.
All right, so if you see one, call it out, because it's going to be kind of hard to scroll through.
No, are we scrolling all the way up? No, we can do it.
You owe me a drink, because when I looked at you, I dropped mine. But if you're interested, I'd like to buy you a drink and dinner.
I think that's very respectful.
It is. It's safe. Girl, are you from Tennessee? Because you're only 10 I see. I'm familiar with that one.
Same. It's cute, though.
There's
the Lord of the Rings one, of course.
I think that so far was probably your favorite.
I think it's creative.
It really was creative. Okay. I have permission to claim it. Would you consider that ass a home-cooked meal, or do I have to eat out?
Oh my God.
That's funny. Creepy.
That was you. Oh my God. By a stranger, though? I want to know if that was a stranger. Oh,
And
that's
yes,
amazing. I
Ethan is
like that one.
totally
Okay, so the Lord of the Rings and the ass eating one are my two favorites right now.
I would agree with that. Oh, by the way, in the meantime, if you like what we're doing, like and subscribe and all that fun stuff.
Yes, do that. I know. I'm like waiting patiently for a pickup line. I'm just like, yes.
I know if you see something or talk while I'm looking through these.
Sure. Yeah. No, I'll talk while we were doing things. I was reflecting and I got lost for a second there. I was thinking about porn. Girl, are you a Prius? Because I'm not hearing any sound or indication that you're turned on.
Ooh, I like that one.
That's not sexy at all.
No, but
Okay, there you go.
are you Herman Granger? Because I
What
wouldn't
the
want
hell?
to
You don't
Herman
know
Granger of Secrets.
Hermione Granger?
Oh,
Did
what's
you
that?
watch Harry Potter?
No.
Did you? You watched porn on VHS. You don't watch Lord of the Rings. You don't know Harry Potter. I don't know who you are. Do you exist?
I exist. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, that one's not your favorite, so moving on.
Remind me of that one adult model actress, Ella Hughes. That'd be my pickup line. Who's Ella Hughes?
That one adult model, Ella Hughes. I know. I feel like we both are just like, what? Who is that?
You know, I guess this could technically be a pickup. Hey, dude, maybe that was his attempt at a pickup line.
I would
Like,
honestly, if I was at a bar, I would probably, that person would occupy my attention for the rest of the night, probably, if I had enough drinks in me.
So if I use that on you, hey, Hannah, are you brave enough to speak to a theist right now about God's existence?
If I had a couple of whiskeys in me, I would get like really like the fuck, like I get all like aggressive, not aggressive, but I would just like want to talk.
Okay, so I'm being honest. This is actually my favorite one so far.
I liked that one a lot.
It was also Kenneth's, and I can't seem to find it. I'll have to scroll back.
Oh, I
up.
thought you were talking about the choker one. Oh, did you mean the one? It was like, let me see. Hannah, are you an atheist? You'll never know.
Call to. Oh, no.
Is that a, you know, is that a pickup line? Hey, are you an atheist?
Ooh, you know what? Hey, that's right. He is
I
trying.
think Catholic traditionalist is hitting on me.
All right. Hey, Catholic, you know, I can put in a good word for you. Call.
I'm taking
it on the screen 951-364-2430. You know, I have an in with her boyfriend. See what I can do. Because I got to tell you, man, those are some good pickup lines.
I know. I've already dated a Catholic. It didn't work out. Apparently, I was insulting his mother too much.
Well, that's kind of mean.
I not on purpose. Just I didn't agree with her, and it was like, so you think my mom's an idiot? And I was like, no.
All right.
We'll have to talk about like this another time.
As a single guy, I once unironically asked a woman if she'd be given any thought to what she wanted for breakfast in the morning. Surprisingly, it worked. Okay, here's one thing I have learned since dating is that apparently it is not common to make someone breakfast the next day, because anytime I've done it in this short period of time, I've gotten the same response. You're making me breakfast? Like, yeah.
That should be a norm. That's never happened for me.
Like, dude, like someone spends the night, the polite thing to do is offering them breakfast.
I mean, that's just not the world we live in anymore. We watch our internet. We watch our porn on the internet, and we don't make breakfast. Okay, get with the program. Hey, I found that comment from Kenneth. I think
you're losing a demographic with these admissions, Ethan. Yeah, you're probably right. Although, I'll be honest, I have when I started this, I never intended to actually like lose people. But unfortunately, there have been people who said they can't handle my views and my constant speaking out and have unfriended me or said that because of the constant like debates we have, that it's toxic and harmful to them, so they can't be near it. And it's like, it sucks.
Okay.
It's like, at first, I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Like, I didn't start this to lose friends, but then I'm like,
If
no, I'm
your
just
beliefs can't be
voicing my
challenged,
opinion.
then you need to think about what you're doing.
Yes.
Like if they're that fragile, like I just don't know. Can't
Oh,
really.
bam, 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 bam. Roses are red, violets are blue. Consent is sexy. May I do you?
That's awesome. But that is my boyfriend, so he does not qualify.
Can't wait.
Damn girl, you Abraham Lincoln because you're causing an uprising down south, I think was my favorite.
That one. That's the one I was referring
That one's
to.
my favorite.
You know, that's the other thing one day we should do an episode on is consent. Because, okay, so for example, no, I'm just not I'll just tell it. She doesn't care. I can't talk.
We're talking about sex. We're working on this, Ethan. We're working on this.
Before we did a shroom trip, I was like, hey, before we do this, like, I just need to know where you're at and if you're okay, if something happened.
On shrooms? This is not where I thought this was going.
If we end up having sex while on this. And she was like, I've never been asked that before. And I was like, yeah, I know it's kind of awkward. I'm sorry, but I'm just feel like we've why am I so bad at this?
No, the reason I'm getting quiet is because like I'm actually like blown away at how small of a thing that is to do, but how big that is a thing of like to do. Because like as someone who has had a whole lot of guys not really care about that kind of thing, whether or not like they would just hope it would happen and not care if I was, just kind of, I don't know how to explain this, but like, yeah, like if someone asked me that, I would feel so relieved, but I've never expected someone to ask me that because I assume that I hate to generalize, but like most guys don't care, which is like, we have to do we're going to have to do like research on like consent and like, cause it's a whole thing.
It is. And I don't understand it because not only is respecting like wanting someone else to make a clear decision, but on the flip side, to me, like, don't you guys have any pride? Like, I don't know. I don't want a woman to wake up the next morning and regret sleeping with me.
Some people don't care. They do not
me,
care.
That would make me sick to my stomach knowing a woman like was like, I can't believe this happened. It shouldn't have happened. Like, I want a woman, whether the sex is good or bad, I want a woman leaving like, I'm happy we had sex. You know what I mean?
So funny how I'm like, you're a good man. I'm like, no, you're like a decent man, and that should just be expected. I want to give you a cookie, but also like, why do you get a cookie for doing like the bare minimum of being a decent person, Ethan? But also, you're a good man, Ethan.
Thank you. No, I haven't been tanning. So the stupid camera setting is like off. And if I switch it for some reason, it's going like between super pale and tan. So I'm sorry. Maybe it's just, I'm trying to look like Donald Trump. I don't know. Okay. I just
got back from Mexico, but the lights are washing out my beautiful tan that I acquired. Also, thank you for your patience while we didn't record for 3 weeks till I got back, but I'm excited to like do this regularly. I really am.
For those who don't know, this show's going to be here every single Thursday.
Yeah.
9 p.m. Central Standard Time. The graphic in the lower left corner still says CDT. I'll have that fixed by next week. Promise. Anyways, best pickup line. It sounds like you and I are in agreement.
I like the Abraham Lincoln one.
I do too. Can you say it one more time?
Me?
Yeah, because
who?
No,
Damn girl, are you Abraham Lincoln? Because you're causing an uprising down south. I like it. I really like it. It's like a little dorky and a little saucy and just like accurate.
So Kenneth, you win the gift card.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Bing, bing, bing,
Oh,
bing, bing.
Sorry, I saw this and I had to read it. Erin says they were making out with this one guy and he got his words mixed up. And he said to me, I want my mouth on your, can't say it. I'm sorry. I can't.
Because you're like embarrassed or because YouTube?
No, because I just, no, not because you can say it. I just can't say it yet.
Well, it's not funny if I say it.
Not sure if that's a pickup line, but I had to share. Okay,
It's not a pickup line, but that's amazing. And I've had something very similar. I had a guy say the wrong anatomy that he didn't have. And it just, when you're in the heat of the moment, and I did giggle. I did stop and have a giggle. It's like, you're what? You don't have one of those.
Okay, so I guess that is maybe possibly a more normal thing that can happen. I guess you're excited and you just blurt shit out.
Next week, the weirdest shit you've blurted out in bed for $25. No, I don't know.
Oh, and we totally, before we went live, forgot to figure out which topic we were choosing for next week.
Oh, bummer. Okay. Well, we'll let you guys know and it will be a good one.
And everyone, thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you like and subscribe if you're on Twitch. A follow would be greatly appreciated.
Yes,
thank you to my patrons, Cindy PLAZA, Kenneth Leonard, Kathy Letto, Ian Davenport, best name ever, the Blazing Wizard Pope. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I hope everyone has a safe weekend. We still need to come up with like a closing line for the show. So if anyone has a good, yes, here we go. Next week, whoever helps us come up with the best closing line to close out our show each and every week will win $25 Amazon gift card. Okay.
I was going to say, at least for this one, because it's porn, fap responsibly. Oh, wow.
Fap
you could become addicted to porn and screw up your serotonin.
And, make sure you wear a mask. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't wear a mask.
During sex?
No, obviously kidding.
Why? It's okay. We don't kink shame here.
Would be. Oh. That's true. We don't. Anyways, I hope everyone has a safe weekend. And Hannah, I am excited to do this with you every week.
We're going to have so much fun. Thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for having me, Ethan.
Thanks. Good night, everyone.